Hi everyone, Doug here. Welcome back to yet another board game channel and yet another turn of Eldritch Horror. We are barely inching our way towards trying to stop Nephren-Ka, the Dark Pharaoh, from resurrecting and doing terrible things to the world. We got rid of that really nasty rumor last turn. Huzzah. Couldn't quite get our first mystery done. Or actually, this is turn 8, I believe, and we still haven't done our first mystery. We might run out of time on this one. But I'm determined to get this done this turn. Let's get it to focus. There we are. The worshippers of the Forsaken Pharaoh were basically searching for evidence of cultists, confronting them, and trying to beat the tar out of them. We have to do that 4 times, and we've only done it 2. In an effort to make it more likely that that's going to happen, I'm going to throw 3 of our 4 investigators at the Amarna space, where they can gain clues and hopefully then take out cultists. We only need 2 of them to be successful. I'm going to send in 3, while Silas is still on the big board. And I think we're going to have him go after a monster. So yeah, we'll just get right into it with Vincent's turn. I've made Vincent the lead investigator, as he has 1 more sanity than everybody else. So if a horrible sanity hits, we will, well, yeah, he'll be able to take it more than the others would. Now, at the end of last turn, Vincent was on the big board on the pyramid space, so I have just had him join the others on the to the pyramids indicator on there, because they're all going to do completely Egyptian things. All right, starting with Vincent, well, he gets 1 free movement on a local path per turn, and while there, we're not going to do anything truly remarkable. We can't even acquire assets or anything because it's not a city space. But what we will do is take another focus, give him 1, and rest, which gives him 4 sanity, and he's up to his full 6 health. Now, before the other 2 gentlemen in Egypt go, we have to go back to the main board for a moment and see what Silas is going to do. Alright, here is Silas in Sydney. I think we could have him stay there and try to fight the cultist, and then maybe close the Sydney gate. However, he's only got the 1 lore, so he's not great against the cultist. Actually, everybody except George has 1 lore. So, most of us are not very good against cultists. But in this case, we do have an alternative for Silas. We're going to send him up to Tokyo, see if he can take out the firebug. So for his first action, he's going to do his special action, which lets him move along 1 C space and then do another action. So he is going to do that, and yes, he's going to rest. That brings him up to his full 8 health and 3 sanity. And for his second action, he's just going to use a regular move, bring him up to Tokyo to deal with the firebug. Alright, now we will go back to the Egypt sideboard and deal with George and Mark. Alright, here we are, and again, nothing very exciting action-wise for George or Mark. They're both going to do the same thing that Vincent did. We will take the free local route move to Amarna. Take a focus and heal, putting George up to his full health of 4. And now he's at 3 sanity. Then we're going to have Mark do exactly the same thing. Free move, take a focus, and heal, putting him at 7 health and 3 sanity. So we're all feeling much better now, thank you. So yes, not very compelling actions, but I think they were necessary ones nonetheless. So we'll just go right into the encounter phase, and first up will be Vincent in Amarna. Oh, let's see. Oh, wait a moment. We are almost certainly going to need the dice tray. All right, fingers crossed. The dead buried in the labyrinth of Kish begin to arise. Ah! You struggle to escape their clutches. A mummy monster ambushes you. Oh dear. Well, that would be why they had us put a mummy aside. I guess so we could have a look. Now it's an ambush, so it's not going to stick around. It just fights him for... We just do the one fight, and even if we fail to just completely destroy it, it just goes away. I see if we do manage to pass the sanity test, we will recognize the symbols on their tattered robes and gain a clue. Let's see how the combat goes overall. So, first things first, that will check is going to be against 2 sanity. His will is 4. He does now have the focus. Just going to double check and see if he has... No, he has nothing to help him there except possibly his composed, depending on exactly what he rolls. Nope, he did it. No problem. Yes, he did completely succeed the will check. So before we move on to the rest of the combat, we'll go ahead and have him grab that clue so we don't forget. And now, this is basically to see how much damage he can avoid taking. So it's a strength -2. Fortunately, he now has the carbine rifle and a hitman, which means his strength's only 1, but he gets a +5 once per round for the carbine, so that brings him up to 6. And he rolls 1 additional die. It's not a plus effect, so we can still add it on top. So that'll be 7 -2. He will be rolling 5 dice to try to prevent 2 points of damage. Couldn't find my 5th die. There it is. 2 successes. 3. So yes, he fends off the mummy, who wanders off somewhere else, and Vincent acquired a clue. Now, having done that, because it was a location encounter, he will now spend that clue to hopefully, it depends on his lore check, fight a Nephren-Ka cultist. First of all, will check. He just needs 1 success. That's going to be 4. No, you know, I'm going to take the sanity hit and save his composed and his focus for the lore check that we have to do. I'd rather have rerolls for that and actually beat him. Right. As you can see, it is a lore -1 to avoid 1 damage and do 1 damage. So it'll just be 1. And okay, I'm going to use the focus. Actually, let's use his composed first, because he didn't roll a 1. If we were to use the focus and re-roll and we got a 1, we wouldn't be able to use the composed. So using his composed, ta-da! All right, there we go. He actually did it. He took down a cultist, which means we get to put a 3rd Eldritch token on our mystery. We just need 1 more and we can finally move on to whatever else awaits us next. Alright, that is Vincent. Now we will just move over to the main board for Silas's turn. Alright, there is Silas in Tokyo. He is going to go up against the Firebug. First thing we're going to do is actually an influence test. And if we pass it, we don't even have to fight her. So, let's see how that goes. He does have an influence of 3. Yeah, nothing is going to change that. He succeeded. You just needed the 1. So, basically talks her down. And says, you know, you don't want to do this. And she says, you know, you're right. And decides to wander off and not set fires. So, that means Silas can, well, we might as well try to close that gate. So, let's see what lies on the other side. Nnngghh. Focus. There we go. Strange luminescent murals have been painted on the dark stone. They depict a family of outer gods. You may spend 1 focus to learn the story being shown. If you spend the focus, resolve the pass. If you do not, resolve the fail. I'm just going to say that the pass is a better way to go, so we'll go ahead and spend his focus, which he didn't have to use at any point. Yay. Alright. The children of, well, I'll let you at home figure out how to pronounce that, if it would just focus. There we go. Fled Nnngghh to avoid being eaten by their father. You can use their path to return home. Close this gate. However, some of the glowing paint got on your skin. Test observation. That will be a 3. Tokyo gate is gone. Let me just move that over slightly so you can actually see the whole dice tray. And he passed. If you fail, okay, good, our flesh didn't rot. Okay, good on Silas. Got rid of a firebug and closed the gate. And yeah, so now let's go back over to Egypt and see if we can finish off this mystery. Alright, back to Egypt. And George is going to have his go. Okay, let it be a clue gaining one. The Black Brotherhood is sacrificing a ram on the desert altar near the northern tombs. Observation. Okay. Yes, observation is currently impaired to a 1. He does, however, get a +1 because of Sir William Brinton. So he's going to get to roll 2 dice. Must remember he has a focus token. Hey, he did it. He rolled a 5. If you pass, you hear them pray to the Dark Pharaoh in Dashur. Spawn 1 clue on the bent pyramid. So he doesn't actually get a clue, which means he can't spend 1 to try to get a cultist to show up. Ugh. It's like pulling teeth. All right. Well, let's see if Mark has any more luck on an encounter in the same place. Within the labyrinth of Kish, an ancient voice whispers in your ear, tempting you with promises of power. You may gain a dark pact condition to advance the act of mystery by 1. Oh, Lord, no. Because dark pacts, yeah, always catastrophically bad. If you do not gain the condition, the voice will not relent. Gain 1 madness condition. Just not having any luck this time around. He's already got hallucinations. And now he has paranoia as well. And I just realized when he rested during his actions, he should have had a chance to get rid of the hallucinations. When performing a rest action, roll 1 die, 5 or 6, discard this card. So let's just do that now. 6. Okay, at least the hallucinations are gone. But now he's paranoid. Ugh. So we're just going to have to spend a couple of turns going off and getting clues and having encounters elsewhere. Because they're just not spawning for us anymore in this spot. Alright. Well, that was less than successful, but we still have to move on to, as always, the dreaded Mythos phase. Alright, here we go. This one must be a Monster Surge card, given the Mythos deck construction for Nephren-Ka. So yes, first thing we do is move the Omen track. So the Doom is going to go down by 1 because of the spot in Sydney. And then a Monster Surge, yes, which means we are going to, let me check, spawn 2 monsters on the Sydney gate. There's 1, there is 2. So also lurking in Sydney are, got a Chocho back, and oh, and apparently a Riot. Which you can try to get rid of using Influence. Alright, Sydney is not a safe place. But now, at least we're going to get some clues spawning. We will spawn 2 clues. Through and grab 1. And then grab another. Okay. So we have 1 on the pyramids. And 1 on space 4. Way over here. Suppose we could send Silas off to get those. And the pyramids. Now, for the card text, ooh, it's snowflakes, I just noticed. You have pushed yourself through countless trials, always on the verge of breaking. With each passing day, you prepare yourself for the worst possible outcome. Prepared for anything event. Each investigator may gain 1 focus, spend 1 focus to gain 1 clue, or spend 1 clue to improve 1 skill of his choice. Okay, we have clues that we can use next turn. Alright, let's start with Vincent. He has a focus token. Yeah, I'm going to trade that for a clue for Vincent. Silas does not have a focus or a clue, so all he can do is gain the focus. George is going to spend his lone focus for a clue. And Mark is also going to spend his focus for a clue. So, next turn, Vincent, George, and Mark can at least summon cultists to fight. Just have to see if they succeed or not. Okay, yay for snowflakes. I always liked snow. Well, we might get the, I guess we'll get a pretty good chance that we will finally finish off our first mystery. Next turn, let's just see how many turns we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turns left. And we'll finish off one, which will leave us an average of what we will have 3 turns to finish off each of the other mysteries. It's not looking good. Well, we'll see. Yeah, that's for a future turn. So, thank you all very much for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for liking the videos and commenting on them, both on YouTube and Board Game Geek. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you next time when we go through yet another, hopefully successful, turn of Eldritch Horror. See you then.